What's going on, everyone? Quick video today. Just wanted to discuss a couple of things which are hot topics at the moment. First thing being the old weapon system, should it come back? Followed by random rolls. Do we want random rolls back? So let's start with the weapon system. So I was watching the Destiny Community podcast, which I think is a really good watch if you want to catch up with that. Just YouTube it. And Triple Vet was on there. And they were talking about what they would do to improve the Crucible in Destiny 2. And he was talking about how when Destiny 1 was in its prime, there was a sweet spot between primary and special weapons, which meant that neither overpowered the other. He also went on to say about how when Destiny 1 started, primaries were the most powerful weapons, but they got nerfed, and that resulted in special weapons becoming powerful again. People running around with shotguns and also abilities, which made primaries ineffective. He also went on to say that the sweet spot was basically when primary weapons killed fast, because they obviously had to deal with potential one-hit kill weapons such as shotguns and fusion rifles, stuff like that. Destiny 1 was always unbalanced in the Crucible. I think where Destiny 2 has an ability to be better is the fact that it was made to be balanced, which creates, in my opinion, a really good platform to build a better PvP environment. So I think they should keep the weapon system the way it is, but build in a pretty substantial adjustment. So I propose to keep the kinetic and the energy exactly how it is, and then change power so that it is only powerful weapons. For example, rocket launchers, the fucking colony, swords, and then of course powerful exotics, which has definitely got to be in here, like the Legend of Acryus, which is probably the most powerful weapon. And rightly so, it's an exotic, it should remain powerful, but maybe it shouldn't be so available. But also, let's bring back heavy machine guns. They were decent, let's bring them back, so that would also fit in the slot. Then I think they should create a fourth slot for special weapons. So these weapons being shotguns, snipers, linear fusions, and fusion rifles. Potential one-hit kill weapons, basically. In order for this all to work, power weapon crates should remain the same. They drop the same as they do now, so was it 2 or 3 times a game? And only one person gets it when it's picked up, and once it's lost or once that person dies, there is no more. We don't drop bricks. Those bricks have caused nothing but Acryus and colony spam, which is driving me fucking insane, so we want to get rid of that. Special weapons, talking about that earlier, so special weapons you should start with say 5 or 6 rounds in the mag, which you keep when you die. So back to Destiny 1 kind of. The weapon crates drop every 2 minutes, and again it's done in whoever's in the vicinity of the opening of the crate gets the ammo. So it could potentially be snipers everywhere, there could potentially be shotguns running around, but luckily with the Destiny 2 weapon system that we have now, we have 2 primaries, which means it shouldn't be a problem, because you use a weapon which is going to counter close range, so you whip out your sidearm to deal with shotgunners, or you whip out a high impact scout to flinch sniper rifle users, or you jump up in the air with your hand cannon and take out the fusion rifle. So there's going to be ways of countering the special weapons using the current weapon system, which is what I think Destiny 2 is in a better place to deal with a balanced but fun new way of playing the game. So all of that is in place, but it will only work, in my opinion, if they look at the time to kill. The primary weapons are deadly in their optimal range. So what I mean by optimal range, most people know what I mean, but I'm going to say anyway. So sidearms are obviously close range. Submachine guns are close to medium range, probably more close. Autos, kind of with their archetypes, they fit from close or to medium to sometimes even long, but that's been nerfed. Pulse rifles are medium to long, and scouts are generally medium to long, but more long. So you've got a complete coverage of all the different ranges. So right where we are now, the optimal time to kill, I believe, on average is just over a second, so 1 point something. But for me, it needs to be around 0.8, 0.9. This will make the primaries more powerful, obviously, and they'll kill quicker, which means they can deal with the special and potentially the heavy stroke power, whatever you want to call it. And this should achieve a good balance. And again, the other change I think they'll need to do, which I'm sure is coming anyway, a good way to counter the one-hit kill weapons, would need to improve in-air accuracy for all primaries. That being said, the precision primaries like hand cannons and scouts need to be greatly improved, but all primaries, I believe, should have better in-air accuracy. One thing that is good with the current system, which does benefit Crucible and PvE, and something they should keep in order for this to be good, the precision bonus for kinetic, so you're shooting someone in the head, you get an extra bonus for damage, and obviously the energy weapons, they take down supers quicker. So just to recap then quickly, keep most things as they are right now. Since the new patch, movement speed's been increased, so keep that as it is because it's much better. Ability regeneration as it is now. Add a 4th slot for special weapons, so snipers, fusions, shotguns, etc. Keep power weapons powerful and rare, so not all over the place. We don't accuracies coming up our arse every 2 seconds. Special weapon ammo kept on def and crates every 2 minutes. Reduce time to kill on primary weapons in their optimal range, and there we go. That's, for me, would make a much superior Crucible experience. So that's the first topic covered. Next, I want to talk about random rolls. Should we have random rolls back the same as Destiny 1? As a lot of Destiny 1 players will no doubt agree, there's not much more satisfying than getting a weapon drop and it's got an amazing roll on it. But the problem with that is RNG. How many times have you been in a lobby, you smashed it out in Crucible, and the guy on the bottom of the pile who's done naffle all game has received a weapon with a god roll, and you think, really? Did he really deserve that? The amount of times that's happened to me. Or another example of that is you go into the strike playlist and you've sat in the strike playlist for weeks and weeks and weeks, months and months and months, not receiving a weapon that you're chasing, and then some noob comes on first game and gets it straight away. How is that fair? Is that really what we want? I want powerful weapons, customizable weapons, something that I can make my own, something that I can work to. Fuck RNG. But the problem is the weapons we have right now, once we get them, we've got them, and there's nothing special about them. The perks are lame, and they're just watered down, bland. There's not a lot going on with many of the weapons going on right now. I think Bungie are aware of this, but how I think that can be improved, depending on what happens with mods 2.0, I mean, we don't know anything about that, and I'm sure Bungie will talk to us a bit soon about what they're going to do with that. But for me personally, I think the more time you spend with a weapon, the more powerful it becomes. So I think a good idea, which actually led me to this idea, was when the raid mods come out for the armor. So they're specific to the raid, they can't be used anywhere else. So why not have the same for general PvE and PvP? So that way, there's not going to fuck the balance of the Crucible up by having powerful PvE weapons. You should have mods for PvE and mods for PvP. The thing with mods as well, I've noticed, including the raid mods, is they're just given to you and you just put them straight on and you've got it. I want to earn stuff. I want and be rewarded for my time. So what I mean by that is, so you start off with, say, for example, a hand cannon, and you want to use it in the Crucible and you want it to become more powerful. So rather than being given a god roll weapon by RNG, you earn it by grinding out playtime and by achieving milestones. An example of this, so we're talking about playtime first. So in the Crucible, for every, say, 50 games in the Crucible, or you could even have jump milestones like 50, 100, 200, 400, 500, whatever. Every milestone you get given 5 points to add on to one of the stats. So it could be you adding on to the range of the weapon, handling, the stability, whatever. So as you progress, the more you play, your weapon will become stronger, and you can choose how you want it to become stronger. And then once you get to a point where the gun will become broken if you continue, that's the point where you would achieve like mastery status. And for that, maybe you could have a ornament for it, maybe that makes it look unique, and ability to add to one of the hidden stats, so maybe the aim assist or something like that. You could add a point to that just to finish the gun off. Then the other side of that, another mod, so you got one mod for playtime and you got one more mod for performance milestone. So let's say, for example, for 1,000 precision kills, you could unlock a perk like Luck in the Chamber from Destiny 1. So for those that don't know what that is, it means one random bullet in the magazine does additional damage, which I think was a good perk, and I missed that one. Another example, maybe if you get 500 in-air kills, you can unlock a perk like Icarus. So the more your playstyle is used, the more your playstyle can improve in power. Things like that. So there could be hundreds of different ideas you could whack in there, and you could choose at the time which one you want to work to. And again, for mastery, something like that, say for example you get 10,000 kills, you could choose a powerful perk. Maybe something like Kill Clip, or it could be new perks that they could create. Fuck knows what they could be, but I'll leave that up to them. So this is the way you earn god roll weapons. For the PvE mods, the same sort of thing. Some examples then, you kill 10,000 Hive, it grants you additional damage to Hive. You could have mastery perks, so say for example killing 200 mages, ultras, you get a powerful exotic perk. Because it's only PvE, it can only be used in PvE, so why not make it really nasty in PvE? So hopefully you can see roughly where I'm going with that. I think that's enough to talk about now. So we don't want the weapons to be overpowered. You don't want to jump into a game where you are literally murdering everyone and no one stands a chance. There has to be a line and balance there. You can't be ridiculous. So that's something Bungie will have to look at. I'm not talking about making laser beams or anything like that. I'm just talking about making weapons that are god roll, but they're not given, they're earned. Really interested to hear your thoughts in the comment section. I'm sure this is something that Bungie are really looking at anyway, and you never know. Everyone's shouting about it. It's probably going to happen or something similar, but I just wanted to talk about it because I really want something different, and I think something along these lines would be good. So thanks for sticking around to the end. If you share my views, maybe chuck us a sub because there's probably more to come. Well, there is more to come. We'll see where we are in the future when Destiny becomes a good game again. Thanks a lot, guys. Take care. See you on the next one.